What's cracking, Patreon family? It's your baby mama's favorite cousin, Cousin T-Taw. And today we are getting right into this Patreon question. I think it's a good question. And sometimes your cousin comes across images that represent the certain topics that we discuss. So look at this and tell me what you think. It's actually a question that comes up a lot during coaching calls with single men, men in relationships, married men. Actually, I've had a couple married guys ask this question, understandably, but let's just get into it. Here's the question posed by a guy that I think he represents a lot of men. He asked, how do I ask my woman for head? Now, like I said, you can substitute woman for my fling, my wife, my girlfriend, whatever. The first thing that I wanted to make sure I drove home when responding to this question is that you need to completely destroy that mentality that you're in a position to even need to ask for head or fellatio or top or dome, however you want to say it. Now, over the course of this podcast, I hope to deconstruct the mentality that the vast majority of men have surrounding this particular topic regarding intimacy with, either casual partners, long-term committed relationships, or whatever. It's all about mentality. It's all about language. It's all about having the vocabulary to properly understand what it is you are trying to convey to your intimate partner. Now, the first thing is this. In order to really approach deconstructing the conditioning of a man's pleasure being adjacent to a woman, and I say adjacent, it's somewhere over in the corner where, generally a woman's pleasure is front and center and central, what everybody's focusing on. It's a man's pleasure is not even parallel, right? It's adjacent. It's off to the side. It's off. It's an afterthought. So let's toss that concept, okay? In another podcast, I want to present, what my personal sort of intimacy index looks like and what my performance art is and what I prefer in terms of approaching the intimate space. But for now, let's do this. Let me ask you a question. How do you like your steak? You can go to a restaurant. You've worked hard. You've put together a situation where you can have steak done just the way you like it. And for all the vegans and vegetarians out there, think about your favorite vegan dish, all right? Do you ask the steak for permission to have it? Do you ask the dish for permission to have it? This is the mentality that I want you to have first, front, and center when you approach the intimate space of fellatio and any other surrounding activities. You did not request that the steak or the fish or the vegan meal present itself to you. You approach it with the mentality that I am going to enjoy a nice steak. This is how I like to enjoy my steak. Medium well, extra au jus. I like a nice garnish on the side, or however you like to enjoy your favorite meal option. The key takeaway is this, gentlemen. Your mentality needs to be that of a man who knows what he likes, who knows how to enjoy himself and be present within an intimate space just as much, if not more, than being present and enjoying a meal that you worked hard Maybe you prepared it yourself. Maybe it's a reward for something that you accomplished. That expectation is the key difference between whether or not you ask your woman for fellatio as opposed to expect to enjoy that encounter. It should be an expectation, not some reward for doing some circus act, or buying some purse, or lavishing her with expensive trips, or whatever. That should not be the order in which this activity is considered. The order in which this activity should be considered is that your enjoyment of it should be primary. It should not be a secondary or an afterthought to anything else in terms of what you're enjoying, what you expect to enjoy within an intimate space. So, technicians, I definitely want you to take notes. Certainly, if this applies to you, I hope that you can take away from these 5 aspects of deconstructing and now reconstructing the mentality that should surround your enjoyment of fellatio. Here we go. First thing, own your member. Now, anyone who's been a member of the Hot House for any length of time knows that we champion male reproductive health. What does that mean? We champion and hold in high regard the knowledge of ourselves, the knowledge of our bodies, our mentalities, our intuitive and logical philosophies, and most importantly, our presentation. So basically, gentlemen, at the end of the day, you have to own your manhood. Who you are, how you are built, what your equipment is designed to do and to accomplish in terms of performance, all the way down to how you refer to yourself. Here are 7 quick ways, and you need to be very comfortable with addressing your manhood and your masculine position. 7 quick references to your masculine anatomy. And gentlemen, I'm giving you these references to make it more comfortable for you to reference your manhood in a variety of ways that show your comfortability. The more comfortable you are, the more comfortable she will be when engaging you in the sensual space. So here we go. Number 1,